Hey YouTube, so as anybody who follows this channel knows, we're building our 1967 Redline Nova on YouTube. Be sure to check that out, uploading videos, start to finish building that car. I know that I'm going to put a cage in this car, not just for safety, but to strengthen it because we're going to have an LS in it that's just going to be brutal and it's going to need the strength. I already had a tubing bender that I've had for years, but I did not have a tubing roller. I didn't want to just put a roll cage in this car where every piece of tubing inside of it was straight. I wanted things to conform to the inside of the car so it really looked like it was made for that car and really has a nice aesthetic look to it. I got myself a WFTR5 Woodward Fab tubing roller. This thing is serious. It's 200 pounds, so it ain't coming to you on a FedEx truck getting dropped off at a little box at your door. This is a freight ship item. It's going on a pallet, needs to go to a business with a forklift, yada yada. It's really serious. It comes with a set of 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and 2 inch dies. Those are tube dies, not pipe dies. If you guys don't know, tube and pipe are not the same thing, so be sure to make sure before you run off and buy a piece of equipment, know whether or not you're trying to bend or roll pipe or tube so that you can make sure that you're going to get a piece of equipment that has the dies that you need. So this little Woodward Fab roller has got some really cool features incorporated into it. The column is height adjustable. That's pretty cool. If you go to adjust the height of this thing, have you some Wheaties and a rubber mallet handy. Lock it in place with that mallet. I went ahead and mounted mine on casters so that I could move it around the shop. This thing does not come with casters. The mechanics of it are really simple. Turn this thing right here, runs a roller down in the middle and puts pressure on the tube or pipe, and then you just rotate your wheel right here, which turns two dies down in the bottom of it, both in the same direction, and rolls that piece of tubing through it so that you put a nice curved arc in your tubing. All right, so I've got a piece of 1/8 inch thick scrap tubing here. Let's see if I can't use this thing for the first time and put an arc to it. I do want to let you guys know that be advised, if you go to switch out the dies in this thing, it is not what I was hoping it was going to be. I would have hoped, you know, it would have been just a simple, quick couple of pins, bada bing, bada boom. You know, 2 minutes later, you got the rollers in there. That's not the case because you have all of the keyways in this thing so that everything can rotate under force. It's actually pretty involved switching out the dies. I just finished it, probably took 35-40 minutes. I think if I had to do it again, having done it before, it'd probably take at least 15 minutes, you know, maybe 20. So took a little longer than expected, but, you know, nothing unreasonable. This 1981 model motor we got running this thing, a little worn out. Could use some new pistons and rings and a supercharger. Oh, I'm taking a break. There we have it. I have made the world's silliest selfie stick. It put a really nice curve to it, just like I was hoping. Beautiful arc. You will want to take notice that naturally your arc does not start until about here because of the rollers, so take that into account when you're making your part. Does it work? Yeah, it works. It works you to death. No, in all seriousness though, it works very, very well. It just needs a corn-fed boy from Nebraska to run it, so this isn't anything I would want to try and use in a production setting where I was making parts all day long, but it's perfect for something like this Nova build where I'm going to, you know, put an arc in 1 or 2 parts in a day's time, you know, doing a roll cage in Project Redline. Again, be sure to check that out on YouTube, follow, subscribe. In all fairness, I do want to say that I just used the largest size, probably thickest tubing this thing could do, 2 inch, 1/8 inch thick. I have no doubt that had I been trying to do some of the smaller tubes that it was capable of, giant size difference there, This right here would undoubtedly, neither would this. Neither one of those are going to wind you anywhere near as much as this 2-inch tube. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't, shit happens. There's a link down below. You can click the link and go purchase one of these things there. Be sure to click the subscribe button. Follow us on YouTube. Hope you enjoyed this, found it educational. Appreciate you taking the time to watch.